Is Blake Bortles on the phone?
Dr. Bortles is on.
Blake Bortles, did you just hear the insanity that I have to deal with here on this program? Did you hear some of this?
I missed the nonsense.
You know, it's fine. It's fine. It would be akin to you calling a play in the huddle and then somebody running it about 30 seconds too late is what just happened, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, well, okay. Bortles, Blake Bortles is here on the Rich Eisen Show joining me here. So what do you think Winston and Mariota are going through right now?
I'm sure they're having a blast. It was definitely fun to go through the process last year. It's kind of a dream come true and a once in a lifetime experience. So, I'm sure those guys are enjoying it, and I'm sure they're definitely looking forward to it finally being over and getting back to playing football.
So, what were you going through at this point last year, Blake?
At this point last year, I was excited. I was excited to see what was going to happen. Excited to find out where I would be and who I'd be playing for, and excited to get back to playing football, and kind of done with the whole interview process and that whole tour.
Now, subsequently, we found out after drafting by the Jaguars that David Caldwell, the general manager there in Jacksonville, didn't even let anybody know within the building that you were the apple of his eye, and for quite some time. Did they give you no indication throughout the entire draft evaluation process that you were their target at number 3 overall?
No, I guess they did a pretty good job. I had no idea. I was excited. I was excited to be in New York, excited for the opportunity, and was excited to go wherever. But I was definitely happy to end up in Jacksonville, and it was a huge surprise.
Where did you think you were going?
I had no idea. I was kind of there enjoying the moment, enjoying everything, and on one, or if I was on 50, I would have been excited and decided to get wherever I was.
Blake Bortles, Jaguars quarterback, joining me here right now on the Rich Eisen Show. So what will Mariota and Winston and the rest of the quarterbacks have to deal with from this point forward after their drafting? Because a lot of folks believe a rookie wall hits because you've played more games in a season than you have in a college season. But there's a whole year-long process of evaluation and then getting your face in the playbook, Blake.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, those guys are obviously, I'm sure, in top shape because they've been working out and getting ready for everything and traveling around and doing different workouts with different teams. But, I mean, once you get in there, you got to get acclimated to everything and obviously learn a new offense and the terminology and all that and take it from the meeting room and the board out on the field. So it takes some getting used to, obviously the speed of the game and all that. But it's a fun experience, and it's really it's a cool process to go through. So
when you did finally get out there for the Jaguars, what was the one aspect of the game that nobody could have told you about, even if they did tell you about, that you had just had to experience it for yourself? What was that one aspect of adjustment?
I think it's kind of cliche, and you hear it all the time. But the speed of the game was something that you definitely you can't simulate that in practice or watching film. That's something that you have to go and experience for yourself in game-like situations in order to get acclimated to it. And the more rest and times you get to see everything, the more acclimated you get to it.
So when you get out there this year, what's the one aspect of the game that you're already thinking in your head you're definitely going to be better at than you were just because you're one more year experienced?
Yeah, I think that. I think you become a little more used to it. I think, obviously we're putting in a new offense this year with a new offensive coordinator, but some of the concepts and stuff are still the same. So I think being able to make decisions faster, based off of deciphering defenses and really getting the ball out and figuring where you want to go with it. And
you've got Julius Thomas there now. I mean, a big dude at that position to go with. Him and Lewis, I mean, that's a good pickup basketball game right away with their tight ends.
Yeah. They're definitely two big athletes that are super talented. So we're excited to have Julius. In Jacksonville, got an opportunity to throw with him a little bit out in California, and talk to him today as we reported and got things going today. So I look forward to it. Obviously, he's had a lot of success in Denver, and he's been able to make a ton of plays. So I think having him and Mercedes, could create a lot of different things for us.
And you've not only got a Michigan quarterback on your depth chart there with Chad Henne, but you've got one running the football too, Blake. You've got two Michigan men.
I'm actually with Chad right now. He told me to tell you hello.
Oh, is that right?
That's right. And we're excited about D-Rob. He did some really good things last year, and he's obviously getting used to playing running back. It's something that he didn't do. his whole life. So he's getting acclimated to that, and we're excited about him.
So, yeah, he wants to be the #1 running back, Blake. He's basically said he's earned it. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think he has. I think he showed some stuff last year. Definitely some signs of promise. And, he had a couple games in a row where he ran for 100-plus yards. And we're excited about him. He's definitely versatile and talented and can do a lot of things. He can catch, he can block, he can do all that, and he's only going to get better. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And he's tying his shoes now, right?
I don't know if he's tying his shoes or not. Last I checked, he hadn't tied his shoes, but he puts a little knot at the end of the string, so it's kind of deceiving.
Blake Bortles joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what about this team can you tell your fan base about how much better you can be in this division that Andrew Luck and the Colts appear to be sitting on top of comfortably? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
What can you tell Jaguar fans about this season, Blake?
I think just to be excited. Obviously there was last season, not all the outcomes are what we wished of, but I think guys, returning guys that were there last year and the new guys we brought in free agency, and then obviously with the draft coming up, everybody's going to come in and work their tails off. I mean, Gus and Dave create a culture in Jacksonville that is something pretty special and something that we want to protect and continue to be a part of. So I'd say just to be excited and to look forward to it because we definitely are and can't wait.
Who's got the better golf game, you or Chad Henne?
Well, we're going to find out in about 30 minutes. Usually he beats me, and, I don't know. I feel bad about it because I grew up in Florida and he grew up in Michigan.
Yeah.
The golf's way better down here, but I don't know. We'll see. I like my game today.
Could it be Jackson DeVille has the best golf game out of anybody in the Jaguar organization?
That's in full costume. He's better than anybody I know.
Yeah, I mean, he just gets on his knees and he can fire at the stick at Sawgrass. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He hit a ball off his knees with his driver over 17 and put it about 10 feet.
Unbelievable. Okay, so it's you and Henne. Who else is in this golf game? This coming up.
Me, Henne, Austin Pastor, and Luke Blanco. So 2 offensive linemen versus 2 quarterbacks. And
are you going to split it up, or is it really quarterbacks versus the O-line?
We'll probably go quarterbacks versus the O-line just so we can save some balls.
Okay, very good. Hey, Blake, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Good luck to you in season 2 if we don't speak before. I hope we do.
All right, thanks for having me, Rich.
You bet. Say hi to Chad for me, too.
I will.
You bet. That's Blake Bortles.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.